Hello and welcome to the 45th episode of the Honesty Pod with me, Beth Quintenton. Here you will find nothing but honesty, whether you like it or not, and things that you need to hear. So, in today's episode, I put up a little question box on my Instagram, stupidly not on my Honesty Pod Instagram, on my @BethQFitness Instagram, and I had some people respond on topics that they would like to hear of things on the pod. So this is one of them, and basically what this lady said was, probably should have loaded this, evidently not a professional podcaster, because I did not. Don't we just love it? If you can hear that, there was a fly that flew into the cabin. Not a wasp this time, a fly. And I sprayed it with fly thingy, and it's currently dying, so you can probably hear that. Just ignore it, we're going to pretend. So someone said, in response to my question of what topics do you want to hear about, someone said having a balanced life without it needing to be flawless. So I took that and I was like, you know what, this is a good thing to talk about, because I think a lot of people, we kind of go for this all or nothing mindset where, you know, we're gonna plan out every single inch of our day, and if it doesn't fit, or if we don't get around to ticking something off of our list, it's almost like we completely failed the day. And this is not the case, okay? We need to start learning that we cannot live perfect lives. We cannot live the perfect lives that we see on Instagram, on Facebook, on any kind of social media, because these do not exist, okay? The people making these videos, they do not live like that every single day. Yeah, maybe some days they might be absolutely smashing it, getting everything done, being super productive, but most of the time life is a slog, and sometimes you're like, I cannot be bothered to do this, so I'm not going to do it. And that's okay, as long as on the grand scheme of things we're fairly consistent with what it is that we want to do, you know, making sure we're getting closer to our goals, then you're all good in the hood, okay? So I want to talk through, I've basically bullet pointed a couple of, well, quite a few actually, of things that are just basically reminders of do what you can each day, but don't expect the day to be perfect, because you're human. We are not robots. We have thoughts, we have feelings, we have emotions, okay? We cannot live perfect days, and we should not aspire to live perfect days, because it's utterly unrealistic. And with the rise of social media, you know, we more and more nowadays, we, you know, let's be honest, we all feel this pressure to be drinking a green smoothie and waking up at 5 a.m. and grinding as soon as we open our eyes, and just living a very productive, in the sense of like we're always doing something kind of lifestyle. But you'll find people that do live fairly close to this lifestyle are usually pretty unhappy, and they're usually using maybe their work or their business or something that they just are really fixated on as an escape for maybe something they haven't dealt with, maybe trauma that they're going through, you know, grief, all of this kind of stuff. So just know that when you see people on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever your little thumbs go to, TikTok, just remember that you do not know their entire story. You do not know why they are getting up at 5 a.m. You do not know why someone else might be getting up at 10 a.m. You do not know, you know, the mental state of most people. You know, it's easy to upload a really happy selfie on Instagram and then get some kind of gratification from that of like, oh, you look really lovely in this, you know, your makeup looks great, blah blah. But some people do that because they're generally feeling very low and they need some kind of, you know, reassurance almost. And like, I'm guilty of doing that. Like, it's not a bad thing to do. However, just remember, you do not know the details of everyone's lives, and we really have to bear that in mind when we're just going about life, going about the social media life, okay? Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get on to ways in which we can just live a balanced life. And by a balanced life, I mean looking after yourself, looking after those that you need to around you, if you've got kids, dogs, cats, etc. And also just making sure that you're also living and you're doing shit that scares you, and that you are, you know, doing stuff that bores you sometimes, doing stuff that annoys you sometimes, but just making sure that you're continuously going through life knowing that each day you're becoming better and you're becoming fitter, you're becoming healthier, you're becoming a step closer to maybe making your first £1 million. Maybe you are taking a step closer to eventually becoming a mother. Maybe you're getting a step closer to just kind of feeling happy in your own skin. You know, whatever it may be, we can go from like one extreme to another. Whatever it is, we just want to make sure we're getting a little bit closer each day, you know? And that over time is going to compound into like this massive change. But you're not going to recognize it along the journey because we never do. Okay, we never recognize that we're actually getting so much closer to, you know, whatever your goal may be, right? Because we see ourselves day in, day out. You know, we don't necessarily always see the progress. Sometimes it takes other people to point it out. Okay, we are back. So my camera died, so if you can see, everything's changed. That's why, because your girl is evidently not as organised as she thought she was. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, right, let's get into the actual checklist now, okay? So, the first one I've got on here for kind of just making sure you're living a balanced life full of happiness and just kind of getting shit done alongside and like enjoying yourself is, firstly, making sure that you have time in the morning to properly wake up. Like, do not wake up with very minimal time, maybe like 5 minutes before you need to start work if you work from home, or 15 minutes before you need to leave the house. Like, don't do that to yourself. Like, so many clients, when they first come on board, they usually do this until I say, look, if you are not giving yourself space to breathe first thing in the morning, and you're wondering why you're feeling just rushed and like you can't get anything done throughout the day, then this is why. Like, you need some time to just wake up, to understand the fact that we've got to live another day, and that, you know, we've got stuff to do, and, you know, just have a little bit of time to maybe read or meditate if that's your thing, or go for a walk, or just do something for you. Do not do something for work or for someone else, unless you have to, if you've got kids, etc. But yeah, this is probably one of the things, out of everything, is the one thing I would really encourage you to adapt into your morning. Because when you have a lot more of a slower morning, you know, you're getting up out of bed when your alarm goes off, even though we don't always want to, for sure. And then, you know, you're getting up, you're making a coffee or a tea, maybe having a shower, brushing your teeth, and then, you know, even if you've got like 20 minutes of just dead time where you can read, you can, I don't know, just do something for your mind, it makes a hell of a difference on the rest of your day, because you're not feeling like you're chasing your tail constantly, because you've had that time to be able to just kind of wake up and just give yourself a little bit of time back before you start, you know, doing things for other people throughout the day, at work, etc, etc, okay? So that is the first thing I'd always recommend, especially on a work day. Get up earlier, get up earlier. Go to bed later. You probably all need to hear that too. Get in bed later. No. Get to bed earlier and wake up earlier. There we go. That took me way too long to figure that out. Anyway, moving on. Next one. Another thing I really recommend clients to do as well is to plan either, you know, at the beginning of the week, maybe on a Monday, or at the end of the week on a Sunday, for example. Just plan, you know, what days you're going to go to the gym, what days you've got what on, if you've got lots of social bits and bobs on. Just kind of plan your week, plan the evenings of your week, or the time that you're not spent working, okay? Plan that time out and make sure you stick to it, okay? Because you can, you know, go to the gym a couple of days a week. I would suggest minimum 2 days, maximum 3. Most people do not need to go to the gym more than 3 days a week, unless you are working towards a specific physical goal of lifting a certain amount or running a certain amount of distance in a certain amount of time, or something like that, where you're physically training for maybe an event or something. Then yeah, you're probably going to be wanting to go maybe 4, 5, 6 times a week. However, for pretty much everyone else, 2, 3 times max, perfect amount, because that means that it's not taking up too much of your time. It's maybe 3 hours of your week, right? And not only that, it's doing what it needs to do for you, okay? You know, people think, oh, the more that you go to the gym, the better your results are going to be. No. If your nutrition is dog shit, if you are eating like a dickhead, if you are not getting enough sleep, if you are just mentally beating yourself up every single day, for sure, you are not going to look better than someone that is gymming 3 days a week. And not even just looking better, also feeling better as well. So yeah, someone that's gymming 3 days a week, getting a good 7-8 hours sleep every single night, and it's good quality. They are eating their greens, they're getting some lean proteins in, but also they're having some ice cream and some chocolate to finish the day off. You know, they've got that 80-20 balance. They for sure are going to feel a hell of a lot better than someone that is gymming 6 days a week, getting no sleep, eating like shit. Like, for sure, without a single doubt, okay? So please know that quality is always usually favourable over quantity, okay? Next up, for a happy, balanced, easier life, okay, the habits that you genuinely want to make sure are just in your life, you want to make sure that they're easy to follow. So, for example, something small like just making sure you're taking your vitamins every single day, or making sure you are taking your creatine, something I usually forget, but I'm on it now, is just making sure that you are almost organised ahead of time for those habits. So, for example, I've put my vitamins, my medications and stuff that I take on the daily on my shelf in my kitchen, literally just over there, and I see them every single time I step out of my bedroom. And this reminds me, oh right, I need to first thing fill up my water bottle, as I always do, pop some creatine in there, love it, and take some multivitamins. And she's happy. She is a happy lady because I've set it up nice and easy. If those vitamins were in a cupboard, I would fully forget, most probably every day. I would fully forget, and I'd get annoyed at myself for forgetting. So make your habits easy to follow. Same with going to the gym. Lay your gym stuff out the night before, or pack your gym bag ready so that you don't really have to do much in the morning if you're kind of getting up and going to work out straight away, you know? Yeah, just being that little bit more extra organised means that you're actually going to stick to shit. Like, if you just think, right, I'm going to get up every morning and go straight to the gym and do 30 minutes gym workout and then come home and then have breakfast and then go to work. That's all well and good, and I love the intentions there, that's great. But if you're not doing stuff the night before to get you ready for that, and to make your morning as seamless as possible, and make your workout as seamless as possible, and make your breakfast after that as seamless as possible, and, you know, saving time and making sure that by the time you've done all of your morning, you're going to get to work on time and you're going to feel good, you're not going to feel stressed, you're not going to feel rushed, then you're bossing it, you know? So just, most people are not naturally organised, and I fully get that. However, you still know what you need to do to get yourself organised, so now you need to go do it. You just need to go and action it, okay? Next up, drink your goddamn water. Like, so many people be walking around like human raisins out here, and I don't understand how you guys do this, because if I do not drink at least 3.5, 4 litres of water a day, I feel like I have sand in my mouth, and I just cannot live a life. I cannot live, laugh, love when I'm dehydrated. I cannot live, laugh, love when I'm dehydrated. Like, it's not a thing that I can do. So I don't know how you people out here are doing this. So we need to stop, because when we're hydrated, life is just better. Life is just so much better. We can think clearer, our bowel movements are more, you know, kind of consistent and healthier. You know, we are not as creaky and achy because the synovial fluid in our joints actually has other fluid to, like, keep it, you know, nice and smooth and acting as it should do. And, you know, your body's just, it just feels better because it's got the shit it needs in it. It's got more of it in it. So drink your goddamn water, please. That is a demand. That is not a request. Next up, go for at least one walk a day. Just one walk a day. It can be 20 minutes. I don't care what time of the day or night you are doing it, as long as you are safe. But get out and go for a walk. Guaranteed you'll feel better. Guaranteed. Just take that time out of your day for yourself, go for a walk. Or take your other half or friends or someone with you, you know. Go for a bloody walk every single day. Doesn't matter how long or how short it's going to be, just get out, go, okay? It's going to be so much better for your mental health. It's going to allow you time to process things, especially if you live kind of near a woods or near a beach or near nature. Beautiful, really, really good. And even if you don't, it's still an amazing thing to do, okay? And it makes sure it gets you up, out, active, and it creates that momentum to keep that movement going, you know, because by you going for a walk at lunchtime, for example, you might think, do you know what, I'm going to go for a workout this evening, or do you know what, I'm going to go for another longer walk this evening because I know the sunset's going to be good and I'm going to get an ice cream whilst I'm there, you know. Love it, gets you moving. Next up, and you've heard this many times from me, from your mother, from your nan, from your doctor: eat veggies with every meal. I cannot stress this enough. Eat veggies, fruit or veggies with every single meal, because you're going to be getting more nutrients, you're going to feel better. I'm literally just repeating that, like, all of these, the side effects of doing these things are pretty much all the same. You're going to feel better. You're going to probably look better. You are probably going to just, you just, I know they're only fruit and veggies, but it is genuinely going to change how you feel about yourself, how you talk to yourself, you know, because when you are doing things you know are good for your body, our mindset changes fully. It fully changes because we know we are fueling ourselves as we need to, you know. And also chucking a little bit of chocolate and some ice cream, you know, as some dessert afterwards. Perfect combination. Please do this. Next up, this is very important, and this is something that I do quite regularly with myself and my beautiful anxiety. Is check in with yourself regularly. And what I mean by this is just kind of have some alone time, sit down for 5-10 minutes and just kind of think, right, what am I worrying about right now? What are my biggest barriers coming up in the next couple of months? Am I okay with how the people that I love around me are treating me? Am I okay with how I'm treating myself in return? Am I okay with how certain people's actions are making me feel? And, you know, just all of those kinds of questions, just checking in with how you're feeling about certain situations, maybe certain work things, maybe certain people in your life. And that's where you can then start to think, actually, I'm kind of not okay with what is going on between the situation between me and X person. I need to talk to them and, you know, express how it's making me feel in my emotions, and then I'll see how they respond and we'll go from there, you know. And I think when we do this consistently, it's really amazing for ensuring that you're all good and you're doing shit for you, and that your relationships continue to flourish. And, you know, by being honest with someone, it honestly brings you closer together. Granted, in some situations people don't like it, but then you can then determine whether or not you're okay with that, or whether actually, you know what, I'm kind of not okay with the fact that you're not okay with this, so we're going to do X, Y, Z about it, you know. So yeah, please check in with yourself regularly, every couple of days if you can, or every week. But yeah, please just do this. Honestly, it is very important, I think. This is something that I think a lot of people can relate to, but potentially don't do anything about it, is if you feel like just something is missing in how you're living your life, or maybe a relationship you're in, or just something's missing with your job, something's missing just in any situation, I want you to write it down and try and get to the bottom of what it is that's actually missing. I think a lot of us realise something's missing with whatever situation, whether it be a relationship or something, and